our book purse program. Thank you for participating in this. If you have already picked up your bag from the, I can't do anything today. All right, book purses take 3. Hello, I'm Corey Grimmick and welcome to our book purse program. If you've already picked up your bag from the library, you will have picked out a book with a cover that you like, that you think is lovely. You will have either a piece of this parchment paper or 2 pieces of this white paper taped together. You will have some fabric. You will have a needle and some thread. You'll have some E6000 glue. You'll have purse handles if you decided to take some. And you will have some instructions, which will look a little bit better than this because I'm going to make them in color and very nice. What you will need to provide are some scissors. Oh, you'll also have an X-Acto knife. Did I say that? You will need to provide some scissors, a pencil, and a ruler. You can also use a sewing machine if you don't want to hand sew these things, which is perfectly acceptable. All right, so we are going to begin. I'm going to put aside my paper for right now, and we are going to get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut out the text block from our book. And if you've ever gotten a library book that is falling apart, you'll know that, oh, my X-Acto knife is kind of sketchy. You'll know that right here in the, ooh, so I was making it sound like it was super easy, but I didn't cut all the way through. So right here, where the book connects to the cover, you can cut along there. And if you're slick, like I am not apparently, oh gosh. Well, you'll have a better X-Acto knife than I do. People borrow my craft supplies. All right, so basically, you're gonna have an older book, so it might be easier, and you'll also have a better X-Acto knife. My book is very tight here because it's newer. So basically, you just want to get right where, if you can see this, right where the cover and this end page, this end sheet, end paper connect. And you're just gonna cut. Like I say, you'll have a better X-Acto knife that doesn't fold up when you try to do it. All right, I'm gonna turn the book this way. And you're just gonna cut down this seam. And depending on how well they bound I did a bad job there. Okay, depending on how well they bound the book, what kind of binding it is, there might be fabric that you're cutting through. There might be some muslin fabric. Okay, I am doing just a bad job of this. Maybe if I turn it this way. Because basically what I'm doing right at this moment is I'm accidentally cutting the pages, which is not what we want. It would help if this would stay in there. Guess I should have tested out my X-Acto knife before I tried doing this. I'm gonna hit that sweet spot where you're getting where you're cutting the connective, sort of the connective tissue. There we go. All right, you can't see that very well. All right, so basically I stood it up and then I was able to get my X-Acto knife right into that like connective tissue, as I was calling it, which is disgusting. A disgusting thing to say, but okay. Now my text block is out. With this, you can make some book art with it if you want. You can carve something out of it and make an art project, which you can then enter into Portland Creates. If you're doing this between April 1st and April 24th, then you can enter your book art into Portland Creates, or you can recycle this in your own recycling, or we have Paper Gator Recycling here. All right, so now we have our cover, which is going, oops, I cut a little far. Oh well. Try to do a better job than I did because I got a little exuberant and I have sort of cut, oh my goodness, I sort of cut through the binding through the cover here. That is not what you want. You do not want to do that. All right, so the next step is we are going to cut a piece of fabric that is the same size as this, which is going to be sort of a lining. I'm using the seersucker fabric because I have it here at the library, and I always try to use the yucky stuff so that the good stuff is left for y'all to work with. And I don't know that the seersucker is going to work very well because it is because it's stretchy, because it's seersucker. It kind of like has a little bit of give to it. So basically we want to cut a piece of fabric that is the same size and shape as our book. Let's hope my scissors work. No, not great. All right. Okay, let's use my pencil. Let's see if I can mark where this is. Then it will be easier to cut. Cut those fringes off. All right, so I meant to bring my sewing scissors from home because they're gonna work better than these scissors from work that I use for everything. Oops, got a little crooked there. All right, you do not want to watch me spend a million years cutting this out perfectly, so I'm gonna do a slapdash job. Oy, oy. In hindsight, I probably should have had this cut out already. All right, so you're gonna do a much nicer, neater job than me because you'll probably have better scissors and you will not have people watching a video of you doing it. And so you won't be worried about boring people. So as with any fabric project, you might also want some straight pins. If you have straight pins, that might make this job easier, especially as we get further along. Oops, all right. All right, now I'm gonna set aside my seersucker because we're gonna use it later. Now, what you are going to do with this, we don't wanna have all the little fraying bits on here. So you are going to bend over like a small edge all the way around, and you're gonna iron this so that it will lay flat and stay. I forgot to bring my iron, so we're just gonna pretend like I did that. So we're gonna iron over a little zoop, and then we're gonna do it on this side. Let's say we do both these sides first. Let's pretend like I ironed it and it's staying nicely. And then we do that. And then we're gonna glue this down onto the book. Now, because I don't really have my iron, we're just gonna have to fake it. So you know what I'm gonna do? Just so that you can get a better idea of what I'm doing, I'm just gonna glue these edges down a little bit. All right, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. It will be easier to illustrate. All right, just a little smudge of glue right there in the center. Ooh, now, the E6000 glue is kind of stinky because it is a nice strong glue. So, be prepared. You might want to do this in a nicely ventilated area. Okay. That's not really working out the way I wanted to. Okay, so you can put the glue on your book, or you can put the glue on your fabric. I am choosing to put it on the book. I'm doing a slapdash job because, again, I'm saving all the good stuff for you. So this is not going to be a purse I'm actually going to carry. All right. And then we're going to glue this piece of fabric onto our book. Yep. See, that doesn't line up properly because anyway. All right. Now, if I were not doing this super quickly on camera, this would look simply gorgeous. It would go right up to the edges of the book and it wouldn't have these frayed bits and it would be gorgeous, but I'm just trying to get it done for you, so it's gonna look a little terrible. Yours is gonna look much, much, much better because you're gonna take the time and do it right. Ooh, I just almost started singing. Is it 80s songs? Baby, we can do it, take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby. There, just a little musical interlude. Nobody asked for that, not a soul, and yet I have sung for you anyway. So sorry. Okay. Now, Corey Grimmick, you forgot a step. Okay, when you're making this purse, you can make a clutch purse. Boom, boom, carry it like this, clutch purse. Or you can put the handles on it. So if you chose to get handles, we were actually, before this, supposed to make a little strip. We would cut a little strip of our fabric. Where did I cut before? So basically we would cut 2 rectangles of fabric. All right. Oh, I wish I had better scissors. So anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut 2, and again, this is gonna be slapdash, because I'm not doing it for real. So you would want these to be the same size. I probably made these a little bit long. Okay, so then what you're gonna do, let me cut off this little excess piece. Okay, if you wanna use the purse straps, what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut 2 little rectangles of fabric. You're gonna sew along this edge and then turn them inside out so that they look gorgeous. So you would sew along the long edge, turn the whole tube inside out so it looks good. Then you would feed your tube through this little purse handle. You're gonna make 4 of these. Actually, I guess 4 because you're gonna have 4 handle holes. All right, and then you would either sew or glue these 2 ends together. And then before you sewed this on, or glued this on, you would glue your, that's not indicative of how you do it. You don't want a purse handle hanging off there. All right, so then you would glue the handle straps on. Okay, so let's pretend I didn't make a mistake. So then you would make these little straps. You would glue the 2 straps on here. Then you would glue this piece of fabric onto there. And so then you've sort of made a little sandwich of book cover. Your handle strap is the filling, and then the other piece of bread is your other piece of fabric. So if you want to put the handles on, that's how you would do it. So I apologize for doing that in the wrong order, but you are smart. You will have directions written out, and you will do a better job than I did. All right, now I have glue stuck to my finger. Okay, so now now we enter the portion where I'm going to do some things, and then I'm gonna turn off the camera so that you don't have to watch me do all of this ridiculousness. All right, oh look, the glue is really sticking on this side. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to trace the cover of our book onto our paper. So we're gonna go all the way around. Zoop, zoop. I don't know why zoop is the sound. I think that makes, but it is. Can you tell I have a toddler at home and I just make weird sounds while I'm doing things? Okay, so then we want to mark the edge of the spine. So basically where we cut, where we made our cuts with the X-Acto knife to take the text block out, we're gonna mark that portion there. Okay, so I do think I'm gonna have to give you way more pieces of paper than this, unless you have smaller book covers than me. Because what we wanna do now is we wanna measure the width of one side of the book. I'm gonna use the inches. So this is 6 1/4 inches. Then we want to make a line going that is 6 1/4 inches long, going off at about a 75-degree angle. The smaller the angle, the wider your purse will open. So it's going to start at the cover of the book where that spine is, and we're going to draw it. Gotta stand up. We're going to draw 6 1/4 inches. Now I am making my angle, I've got about a 45-degree angle here, which means my purse is gonna open really wide. If that's what you wanna do, then that works. I'm mainly doing that because I don't have enough room to do the whole line on the paper if I do a smaller angle. Okay, so now we're gonna cut this. I think we wanna. Interesting. Okay, now we want to fold this piece of paper in half. Because basically we want to do a mirror image. Oh, good, the paper's slightly see-through. This parchment is slightly see-through. So I can line up my 2 lines there. Okay, so we want to get this, sorry, that was a little far away. So we want to get that out of the way, and then we want to draw the exact same line. Oops. Ha 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 ha. Look at how far off I am from the actual line there. As in all of these projects, you should do a better job than I do. Okay. So, then we'll cut this. Because basically we want the exact same thing. We want to create a mirror image. We can cut this out, because basically we're going to cut out this whole shape. So I'll just get this out of here. I'm going to cut this out of here. Cut out this wedge. All right, now we're going to fold this in half this way so that cut out parts. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. I always forget that I have seasonal allergies until spring comes and I start sneezing. And then I'm like, why am I sneezing? The answer is because I have seasonal allergies. Okay, so now you're gonna make the exact same, because we basically want this to be, oh goodness, Corey. I'm going to give you the multiple pieces of paper taped together, because that has a little more body to it than this. All right. Then we're going to cut this. Okay, so then we want to cut out our whole thing. So we end up with this weird looking little shape. This parchment paper is actually quite easy to cut. All right, there we go. Cut out one more. Okay, now the next step is where if you had straight pins, they would come in handy. or you can use a pencil or chalk or pen, or whatever you want. Okay, so basically now we are going to cut out 2 of these of our fabric. So now we want to lay this on our fabric, and we want to cut out 2 of these. So I am actually going to turn off the camera now because you do not want to watch me struggle with my scissors while I cut out 2 of these. I will be back as soon as I have that ready. Now, once you have cut out your fabrics, what you want to do is you want to take the edge, this edge of the triangle, and the edge of your rectangle that is your book cover, and you want to sew those. Now, a couple things to say here. Mine looks terrible. I'm basically just basting it since I'm not doing it for real and since I'm hand sewing. So I'm making very big stitches. You are going to do much better stitches than I am. And this is, what is the saying? This is where the chickens come home to roost. Is that the saying? I don't know, something like that. Because basically, because I had such a small angle, because I had the 45-degree angle instead of like a 75-degree angle, I basically have just like a big old floppy thing. Like my purse is just gonna flop on open. Nobody wants a big old floppy purse. So I will figure out the paper situation so that you are able to do something more akin to a 75-degree angle, and yours will work better. So you are going to have better materials. You're going to, you're gonna have better materials. You're going to have better tools than I do. And you'll probably just have more talent than I have. So fear not. When you see mine and you're like, oh my goodness, what is that hot mess she's making? Yours is gonna look so much better. Okay, so we're gonna tie a knot here. I did my basting, so it's at least holding together. Like I say, you can machine sew this, or you can hand sew it if you're just like that. If you like the hand sewing, then you can do that. You will do smaller stitches in the basting. Let me grossly lick my fingers so I can make a new knot in here, because we're gonna do a little bit more sewing. Okay, now, because my fabric is so floppy and weird, I did make one out of paper so that you could see a little bit more. So basically, this is more like a 75-degree angle. It's not even that much, but it is a bigger angle. So what you would do then is you would attach this edge of the triangle to the edge of the rectangle, and you're going to do that on both sides, and then see how this is much, how am I gonna, this is much more of like a purse shape. Like it ends up being more of a triangle than my big floppy thing here. So the bigger the angle, the less your purse will open. So if you wanted to open even less than this, then you would make your angle even bigger than what I did, than this angle here. Okay, so that's just for the sake of illustration. So basically what you're gonna do, so I've already, because you don't wanna watch me baste these big floppy pieces of fabric together. Oops, oh my goodness. I have made a giant knotted mess out of my thread. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I've already sewn all my edges to all my things. Now with the seersucker, it's very hard to tell which is the right side of the fabric and which is the wrong side of the fabric. So fundamentally, I can tell you that this is right side in and this is right side out. So you're going to take the one, let me look at my directions. Okay, so you're gonna take the one that is right side out, which is this one, and you're gonna put it inside the one that is wrong side out. And you're just gonna tuck these in here. You're gonna put it inside. Hopefully it all lines up. Yours, like I say, will look much better and be much easier to understand because you're not gonna have weird stripes and wrinkly fabrics. And then basically we're gonna sew all around the top edge. So once again, I'm just gonna do my big fat stitches, and you wanna leave, oops, that's not what I wanna do. You do wanna leave a hole so that you can turn it inside out. Okay, so we're gonna go around the top edge. Oh, I'm taking really big stitches here. You, again, will do a better job. But basically, I just want this to be stuck together so that we can go move on to the next step. And I know that you don't want to watch me do too much sewing, because that's boring. All right, so we're going to sew along this top edge. Now, just for the sake of it, I hope I have enough thread to get all the way around this. I may not. The problem with taking big stitches like this is that it's very easy to make it pucker. All right, so I've gone all the way around the top. I've got the top edge there. So then we're gonna wanna go around this corner and sew the top edges of these sides. Whoops, what did I just do there? I think I went for the wrong side. I sure did. Oh, well, we'll just pretend like I didn't. We'll just pretend like I didn't. Okay, so we're sewing this together. Woo-wee! And we're gonna imagine that it looks awesome and that I've done a really good job. Oh my goodness, Corey, I know you're thinking, what a lovely pocketbook you have made. All right, now we're gonna turn the corner and we're gonna sew along the top edge of this part again. I am gonna run out of thread, so we'll just fake it. Because really this is just for illustrative purposes, right? Mine doesn't have to look good, it just has to show you the steps. All right. Now you are going to leave a much smaller hole for turning it inside out. Because I'm running out of thread, I'm going to do a hole that's basically half the side. Let's see. Let's see how far I can get with my thread. Get around the corner. All right, around one more corner. Oh, my thread came on. My needle came unthreaded. Let's see if I can thread it. Now you're gonna see that I have old lady eyes. I used to have such good eyesight, and now I'm over 50 and I can't see. All right. All right. I just feel the need to keep telling you that yours is going to look better, which I know I've told you, and I know you've listened to me and taken this to heart. But still, I don't want you to think that yours is going to, I guess I look at this, I'm like, I hope they realize that theirs is going to look better. Okay, so let me tie a knot here. I actually got pretty far on this piece of thread. All right, we're going to tie a knot. I'm going to snip the thread off. Oh my goodness, these scissors are terrible. I'm gonna buy some better scissors for my crafting. All right, now we're gonna go into this hole and we're gonna turn the whole thing inside out. Oh yeah. All right, turn the whole thing inside out. Okay, so basically what we want is a little purse. Okay. All right, so this here on the sides is the side of our bag. We basically want like a little can you see? This looks like a little diaper. So what we want, here we have our sides. So there's like sort of I'm pointing that the wrong way. We have sort of a triangle side. And then we have, hopefully, our fabric is right side out. So we have this beautiful right side out fabric on the inside. And then we're just going to take this and we're going to glue this into our cover. So we're going to just glue this side to this side and this side to this side. All right, so let me get my glue. We're gonna finish this, man. We're taking it all the way home. Let me scooch my chair over. Let me get on the edges of my seat because I'm so darn excited about how this purse is gonna turn out. Okay, as always, please. Oh, I just stuck my sweater in the glue. It's not a good idea. I should not glue myself to my project. As always, please send me pictures of you with your finished projects. Because I definitely, oh. I forgot that I didn't really have this glued down very well. Okay, so we'll just pretend. So really you'll be gluing this on top of the fabric here, but I didn't have my fabric lined up properly. So again, we're faking it. This is just for illustrative purposes so you understand the steps. But please, what is my email address? CGRIMMINCK@PortlandMILibrary. Oops, I just took that off. Okay. .com is my email address. Okay, we're gonna squish this all together. Squish it. Oh, it's stinky glue. Please feel free to email me, or you can send them via Facebook. Send me pictures of your finished project. Okay, so this is a terrible rendition. Again, yours is gonna look so much better. And that's why you need to send me a picture of the finished project so we can all see one that actually looks good instead of mine that looks mildly terrible. But anyway, this is kind of roundabout what you're gonna end up with is, let's pretend like we put a handle on it, boink. So, oh, you can't really see that. Let's pretend like we have a handle on it. So you're gonna end up with your book cover, this purse lining on the inside, and then you either have a clutch purse, ooh la la, I'm going out for the evening, or you'll have put a handle on it, and you will have your delightful book purse. Okay, so that is my video for you. Again, yours is gonna look so much better. Please don't look at my weird pile of fabric and cover and think that yours is gonna look like this, because yours is going to be awesome. I have all the faith in the world in you guys that you are going to make the best book purses here. Please send me pictures. Please bring them in. Come to check out your books and have your library card inside your book purse. That would be so awesome. I would love it. In May, just so you know what's coming up, in May we are going to be doing a take and make bag of button bouquets, which are in salt and pepper shakers. They're very, very cute. And it's going to be much, much easier for me to demo. So mine is going to end up looking halfway decent instead of this hot mess of a purse, which we have here. So if you have any questions, please call the library or contact me. You can email me. Again, I already gave you my email address. And have fun!